What's good, YouTube land? Wow, it's been a while since we've talked any kingdom. Unfortunately, it's kind of fallen on the back burner with all the other stuff at the moment, but I finally started finding Wave 3, and today we're going to look at Galvatron, the leader class toy for Wave 3, because we had I'm trying to remember who was Megatron, and then an Earth version of Ultra Magnus, which I didn't get, because I specifically wanted the Ultra Magnus with the RID reference. And now we have a different purple robot. There's a picture of Galvatron right there. It's a picture of his ridiculous alt mode on the front. Big old Decepticon insignia on the top. You know, the standard packaging. No, I have not watched the Kingdom show on Netflix. No, I don't plan to. I haven't watched any of the War for Cybertron trilogy. I don't care enough. And on the back, there you go. So, let us grab a Galv. What does that even mean? This is Galvatron, who somehow didn't make it into the studio series, but made it into Kingdom, much like his boyfriend over here. And also much like Cyclonus. This guy's kind of exceeded my expectations a bit, because I really didn't have any expectations going into it. Because the previous Galvatrons have been the Titans Return one, which was kind of terrible. And then what? All the way back, the Classics one, which was also kind of terrible. So, this guy, he doesn't have the best reputation toy-wise. At least when it comes to Hasbro. But this guy, glad to say, feels really good. Feels incredibly solid. Like, there's no hollow, there's very little hollow bits. The only hollow bits are where his wrists have to sit. But he's full of plastic, even though he's not old school leader tall. He fills it out with just the sheer amount of plastic and the quality of the plastic. But who is Galvatron? Well, he's Megatron, essentially. So, in the movie, in the first movie, I don't want to say the only good movie, because the Bumblebee movie was good, but the original Transformers movie in 1986, Optimus and Megatron had one final duel. Both of them got heavily beaten up, and while Megatron still functioned, he got chucked out of Astro Train by Starscream, who at that point was probably breathing a sigh of relief that he finally wasn't going to get beat up by Megatron. Oh, did he learn rather shortly. But Megatron drifted through space until he was summoned by Unicron, who made him his herald and gave him this new body. So, we will give you a close-up of said body. I really like the pink Decepticon insignia. That's very rare. I think it's only for him, just to make it a contrast with his purple body. I'm glad they went with just a pink one as opposed to a white-backed Decepticon insignia. Also, new head. Very nice. Very Kabuto-esque. Very samurai helmet. So, first off, here's comparison with Siege Megatron. I like to think that Unicron took one look at Megatron's design and said, okay, I'm sick of the bucket helmet. Buckethead makes it a Buckethead and went, all right, I'm giving you an upgrade, and gave him a more Kabuto-style crown samurai helmet, which looks pretty cool, and also looks very good in purple. The siege smudge marks are unfortunately back, which is, I don't know, maybe in his fight with Rodimus, he got some blue paint on him. I'm not sure why, other than he fits the space motif of the siege toys. So it's on his arms and his chest. And hey, look, he's got a little, who knows, maybe he's just a big fan of Switzerland. So much so that he got their flag weirdly tattooed on his chest. You never know. Could be. And he's got a tiny bit of back kibble, unfortunately. You can't really do anything with this because it either sits there for his alt mode, or you can put it there, or you can sort of adjust it so it's hitting him in the nape. Just put it out of the way the best you can. But overall, I think this is a better robot mode than Megatron, design-wise. Maybe it's just the purple and the, I don't know, something about that. He's more interesting to look at than Megatron. I'll say that. But how does he pose? Very well, indeed, in fact. His head is on a very nice ball joint. And admittedly, I thought his face looked a bit too bland in promo shots. But looking at it right on, his squinting eyes do kind of give that sort of pissed off air to him that Megatron / Galvatron always has, as, you know, the leader of the bad guys. So, it's fine. I like the ball joint. The shoulders. We have to talk about the shoulders because they've become, I don't know if it's an issue or they're a talking feature, talking point, because they're misassembled. Supposedly. Supposedly his shoulders are supposed to be up here, which that is barely enough a difference. I don't really care. Like, you can kind of see it's up a bit more. And there is somebody figured out, I haven't watched the video, but somebody figured out a fix where you had to take it apart and put it back together to have it the other way, but at the same height. I just don't care. I don't mind it looking like this. If I want it to be that much taller, his shoulders up closer to here, that looks perfectly fine. And just a little bit of kibble doesn't tab in. It doesn't tab in. It doesn't tab in. Oh well. I'm not going to go to the effort of potentially breaking it to open something that I don't really think needs to be fixed. Although apparently Hasbro decided to fix it before releasing like a sort of updated wave of him, which I guess hasn't hit here yet, where they actually went in and fixed his shoulders so they were this height and the right way around. I don't care. I'll put them in the lower position because that's where you need them for transformation. But as you can see, they do have full range of motion. Around and around and away we go. And yep, that happens. Stay locked in. I do like these purple bits sort of bulking out the illusion of his chest a bit. You do get a double jointed elbow, mostly for transformation, but it does give you full bend and full range, along with a bicep swivel, which is slightly hampered by this mess, which is unfortunate, but it's the design. They couldn't figure out a way to incorporate it. You do get a wrist swivel, which is nice. You also have multiple combat ports on his arms for a thing we'll get to in a second. Waist, you do get a full joint, which you kind of have to cheat the transformation a bit to get all the way to there. It still won't go the full way because there's too much stuff banging into each other, but you have a workable waist, which gives quite enough dynamic range of posability, in my opinion. Hips, all the way forward. His hips, they don't lie, but they also move a lot. Outward, full Van Damme. Even more, even beyond. We must go beyond Van Damme. Do you get a thigh swivel? Do you get a 90-degree knee bend? And about that much ankle, Kurt Angle posability in his Kurt ankles. You can go further, but that's going into transformation. We don't want to spoil that yet. No forward tilt, unfortunately. I think the only parts of posability that are, I don't want to say missing, because he does have an ab crunch in the transformation, but that would be kind of cool if he could use it in the robot mode, and the ankle's not having a toe or a heel joint, or slightly unfortunate, but yeah, it's honestly, I can't see a way to incorporate them because I'm not a toy manufacturer in China. Oh, and his skirt. If you want his skirt to look like his penis, it can lift up that much. And the side skirts are on joints. Oop. Well, he certainly is standing at attention. Let's move on, shall we, to his accessories. Quickly. So we have to dive back into the box. And pull out game. Our pull-out game is... oh my god, where am I going? So we've got... let's do the scissors, the snip. I can't stop. Oh. Like Kobe in a hotel in Colorado, allegedly. R.I.P. Kobe. Damn, gone too soon. Alright. Now we've got all the accessories and the card. Let's just deal with the card. Come on. There we go. It's Black Arachnia. And they didn't put anything in the bottom. So yay. So, yes, we got a Black Arachnia card. And if we peel off, there's a picture of her with a looks like a spear. And we have Waspinator. Looks like Retrax from the original Beast Wars toy line right there. The Pillbug. That's kind of cool. So put that back on. And we must talk accessories. So first off, we have Galvatron's version of the fusion cannon. The bright orange. I don't know what... I swear I thought I had a name for this, but I don't. It's just frosted at the tip, or No, translucent at the tip, frosted at the right there. I'm trying to figure out what the name for that is. And as Megatrons do, you plug it into his arm. Or, I guess, you could plug it into that bit, which does not get in the way of posability at all. So, hey, he's got immediately one thing better than the Titans Return version. I would do that cutaway gag, but I don't feel like it. I guess you could. Not really. You can't really plug it in his hand. Unless you want to plug it in like that. Using his fusion cannon as a sword. Or maybe just a blunt melee weapon. I prefer... Yeah, prefer on the upper... There you go. That's more classic Megs / Galv. There you go. He can point it forward. He also comes with these things, which apparently come together and are supposed to form like an homage to one of the Decepticon warships or something. What is this thing supposed to be? I forgot to look. But you can plug them into Galvatron. Where? You can plug them in here on his back. And they plug in like that, I guess. Or you can, I think, give them to him as a weapon. Or probably two weapons, because they both have pegs. But these definitely feel like an unnecessary add-on. Like it feels completely unnecessary. I'm going to be honest. TF Wiki. Here I come. Here, let's plug. Fuck. The fuck if I know. There's a port right there on his back, which I guess nope, doesn't. Nope. The thing can't fit. Galvatron. So, there we go. No, come on. Generation 1 Galvatron. Because there have been Galvatrons in pretty much every different Transformers timeline. Toys. Like, every single time Megatron has showed up, well, I don't want to say almost, but 9 times out of 10, Megatron shows up and you'll eventually get beaten and you'll get a recolor in the show as in Galvatron. Happened quite a bit in the Unicron trilogy. I think all 3... oh, no, even far back as RID. That's just for the American continuity, like, not to mention Beast Wars 2nd and all that, but, like, where is... There he is. War for Cybertron Kingdom. Where... Wait, these damage effects are supposed... Oh, they are purple. I called them blue. But they are more of a purple. Oh, okay then. I mean, that still doesn't justify the battle damage, but... They're supposed to be apparently the ship Revenge. Yeah, okay. That took a long time. Oh, and it reminded me a hilarious thing I like. I don't know if it's hilarious, but you can put his shoulder pads like that, which feels like it's a reference to the Titan's Return Galvatron, but it's more just a necessity of transformation. So this ugly thing is supposed to be 2 different copies of the Revenge, which is totally... Oh, that's the ship Unicron gave Galvatron in the movie. Okay. Okay, that kind of makes a little bit more sense. But also, he's supposed to pilot the ship, not use it as a gun. I still think it's absolutely unnecessary, but you can. We'll plug them back in. Can I plug them in? Sort of like that. And his last accessory is, hilariously, the Matrix, which he wears as bling. How many rapper jokes do I want to do? I hope he doesn't go around pimping people's rides. Oh my god, that's the only... do I really only have a reference to Exhibit? Damn it. Apparently he actually did this in the movie, which I still haven't watched, but just the idea of him wearing it is hilarious. Because his whole mission from Unicron is to destroy it. Also, hilarious fun fact. Unicron, the person who did the voice, Orson Welles, in his last acting gig before he passed away. Which I could have saved if I had ever decided to buy the actual gigantic Unicron, but maybe we'll do something with that. I'm also trying to buy time to think of another rapper joke. Something about 2 Chainz? Damn it. Size comparisons. Let's just move on to size comparisons. We've already done Megatron. So here he is with his fellow Heralds of Unicron. His boyfriend, supposedly, Cyclonus. They look good together. I don't know if I would have preferred this shade of purple for Cyclonus. I don't know which one's more movie accurate, this one or maybe this shade, but I have seen Cyclonus in like a similar shade of purple before in different toys. And here we have Scourge. Don't ask me about sweeps. I don't give a shit about sweeps. I don't plan to buy a sweeps. I really just don't care. It's not different enough to actually justify. It's not another character. Sweeps is not a character. It's a legion of minions. They don't count. I'm not interested in army building. But we do have to transform him now, because he is technically a transformer. And we'll take a swift commercial break while I can transform these guys. So we'll be right back after this message about anti-bullying from Mr. T. There you go. Rapper. I don't know.
name is Mr. T. First name is Mr. Middle name is that period. Last name is T. Some people expect a free ride through life, cruising by on good looks and luck. Let me tell you something right now. It don't work that way. Hey, Mr. T here. Have you ever been accused of doing something you didn't do? Well, it happened to me in Mexico City, and I got thrown in jail for it. Listen, and listen good. I'm talking to you. When a new kid moves in on your block, what's your attitude? Do you figure, what do we need him for? Well, I pity the fool that makes that mistake. Now, there are cars, and then there are classics. You know, it's easy to get lost in the desert. Now, everybody listen up. We're gonna talk about strangers. You gotta learn how to deal with them. You gotta. Spike ran into a couple of bad strangers, and we almost never saw him again. Hey, fellas, I got some good news and bad news. The bad news, our star runner, Jimmy, won't be here for our track meet. He has to go to the dentist. So please don't brag. Only fools brag. Bragging just shows you can shoot off your big mouth. If you're great, people will know it. You don't have to tell them anything. Just like I don't have to tell you. Understand? You think all Indians are the same? All Latinos the same? All Chinese the same? No, Indians aren't the same either. If you wear glasses, Eddie, put them on. Some people make fun of others for wearing glasses. Well, I pity the fools who do that, because there's nothing wrong with wearing glasses if you need them. But listen up now. This is serious. When you're tempted to do something wrong, even if the reasons are good, think twice. You catching my drift?
Yeah.
Control your weight. Don't let it control you. Eat smart, eat good, and you will be smart and look good. If a stranger offered you a toy, some candy, or a puppy, take off. Hey, we solved that 100-year-old mystery. If you did, good. If not, well, try again next week. The bottom line is, we all have things that is very important to us that we don't want other people to touch. How would you feel if someone went through your stuff? Woody was lucky this time, but don't you press your luck. If things start looking fuzzy and blurred, you get your eyes checked right away. Okay?
Okay.
Okay.
I almost missed. I forgot he has flip out heel spurs. So now we will begin with the transformation. So remove all his accessories. Split this. Split these. I don't even think I gave you a proper close-in shot of this. It is supposed to be a ship. It is a piece of a ship. Alright. So this guy's got a fairly, I don't want to say too complex transformation, but you can start by folding the heel spurs and flipping these panels out until they tab in right there. And do the same thing. And there you go. Those bits you can rotate and plug together his shins. And then you want to bring this section down and bring this back. And there you have the back half of his alt mode. Also, be a good time to pull these down just so they're like not in the way. And to show you just how complex this transformation is, but sort of isn't. Yep, that's his instruction booklet. There you go. So you can take the back panel and also, yeah. Is it that way? No. Wait, which way was it? This. Anyway, unplug the shoulders and just bring them all the way out. And you want to take this chest, open this up, push the head all the way through, fold the chest panel down, fold that sort of snaps together, and then you want to bring it all the way. No, that pegs in. That's robot mode configuration. You just want to put it right there. And then you want to bring, yes, that down. This goes here. This purple panel plugs in like that. In a way. Is this on camera at all? Is it looking like a mishmash of parts? And just make sure everything's solid. So this back panel plugs onto the thighs. And there you have somewhat. Bring these what were the skirt panels to right there. And bring this strut all the way down. And the shoulder pad, his shoulder tower, plugs in right there. I didn't do it before. Fold in the wrist. Fold up his double jointed elbow. And then this thing plugs all the way in like that. And then you just straighten it out like that, basically. Just so it's like a level. Right there. And we do the same thing on the other side. Rotate down. Plug in. Forget to fold up the arm. Because... and... make sure it's... come on. There you go. That's the base body done. Now, we attach the translucent orange barrel. And this thing, I believe, just goes right there. What's a picture? Yeah, pretty much it just goes right there. And I don't believe there's actually room for the Matrix, but you can take the Revenge and where do we plug them in? Oh, you do actually. It shows the Matrix just chilling out right here. I'm trying to figure out where the fuck these things go. Because looks like they're supposed to... I don't know, I guess you can put them right there. And this thing is Galvatron's alt mode. It's a bit odd, to say the least. First up, this does not tab in at all. Oh, actually, excuse me. But the struts are supposed to, can you see it? Can you see it? They're supposed to tab in. Mind you, they're freaking, I think they're supposed, it looks like they should. But they're not actually tabbing or being secure at all. Yeah, they are just not secure. What's the point of that then? Do I have to heavily press them in and risk breaking them? Because I really don't want to do that. Because there's notch right there at the bottom of the chest panel, which looks like it has a... Come on. This is finicky as hell. There we go. It does click lock into place. Okay. Now I just have to you know what? I could have figured this out off camera, but I didn't even know. I didn't even notice. So, there we go. That stuff actually, wow, stuff actually locks into place. Well, there goes one of my initial problems with this thing. That's okay. That's actually a bit more solid than I expected. Let's put his stuff back on. There you go. You can have your Matrix until Rodimus beats you up and takes it back. I'm trying to find an actual good place to put the... Because there are no ports. The only port are either on the arms or on here. So, like, trying to find a place to put them on the barrel. Or, like, on the, this gray section. Dude. Come on. That's the best we're going to get. One of them doesn't even want to go on. Because they're... Alright. After all that, I still couldn't come up with another rapper joke. Because I am not a professional comedian, thankfully. I'm glad I work in the food industry rather than the comedy industry. This alt mode is a thing. It's a space cannon, I guess. It's sort of got wheels. Well, it's got, 4 wheels on the bottom, and I don't know how well it can roll, but I'm not going to demonstrate that. I mean, it's also got an adjustable back handle. I guess it's halfway between a tank and a gun. Although, give it props. it actually managed to pull off the purple chest switching to gray barrel that actually happened in the movie, which is very rare for a Galvatron toy to actually pull off properly. So yeah, I think we only see this once in the movie, where he shows up to Starscream's coronation. Starscream questions if he's Megatron, and he goes, "Here's a hint," transforms, and then kills Starscream. Oh, he also said, "Coronation, Starscream, this is bad comedy," which is two of his famous lines in the movie. But I don't know how I feel about this alt mode. It's very obvious robot kibble, being the feet and the arms, but that's the design. And there's oh, it's Cybertronian. How do you know what it's supposed to look like? Blah, 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 blah. I don't know if I'm willing to give this a pass, but it's certainly an odd alt mode. I had more complaints over it when it didn't hold together properly. To be honest, I was going to give a whole section of, oh, it doesn't hold together properly, Hasbro, all that stuff, but I figured it out now. I can't complain about that. The ship things are still stupid, because he's actually supposed to be small enough to pilot one of them. So that would mean a ship probably close to the size of Omega Supreme over here to fit this guy. I don't know. I don't know what to say about this mode, to be honest. I kind of didn't buy this toy for this mode. I bought him based mostly off his robot mode. And now I realize this video has gone well over 40 minutes, so I got to wrap it up. But do I recommend them? Kinda. Here. Size comparison. I kind of think just Megatron becoming a tank. It would have been much better if Galvatron became a tank. Kind of bridge the gap, sort of. Because this is, I guess, sort of half Megatron's gun alt mode and half his later adoption of a tank alt mode. I don't know how I feel about it. Here he is with Cyclonus, hilariously out of proportion. The scale is just... I think Galvatron in robot mode is supposed to be small enough to actually pilot Cyclonus. I may be wrong about that, but there they are. Here he is with Scourge. So, what do I do for final thoughts? I love the translucent orange barrel. That thing will always be hilarious to me. The robot mode, amazing. The transformation, a little bit, what the heck am I doing? Especially going backwards. Oh, here's one of my complaints. Trying to convert the chest panel back into robot mode. It's ridiculously tight. Here, let me try and show you what my biggest problem with this is. Yeah. Come on. It's this whole section, bump the camera, right up there. The fact that you have to undo the gray nozzle like that. Okay, that's getting easier. The first time I tried to do this, it was so solid, like I had to pry it open with an X-Acto knife. Like not even using the actual blade of the X-Acto knife. Like I had to legitimately just, like, it gets this stuck. There we go. Like that was, okay, this toy is even proving no matter how many faults I find with them, I can't hate it. Because like, the alt mode, it's up to you whether you like it or not, really. Whether it's a deal breaker for you. Personally, I kind of feel like I'm not going to play with him much in... I just realized I should have compared him to Rodimus, but Rodimus is sitting down there in car mode, and I forgot to transform him during the... Because I'm so smart. Why do I do this? Why do I review toys on YouTube? Does anybody have an answer? Because I don't. But... If the alt mode is a big enough deal breaker for you, I mean, I think the robot mode is incredibly worth it. Like, it is a solid robot mode. And a really good character design, in my opinion. So, if the alt mode puts you off that much, I don't want to say you're a horrible person, but I can't imagine that being that much of a deal breaker when you can just play with the robot mode. Like, his robot mode is freaking awesome. Mind you, he's got a little bit of kibble, a little bit of manufacturing issues, but yeah. I'm not sure now who I'm going to display on my shelf. Megatron or Galvatron? Because I believe he was Galvatron all the way up until the end of the G1 cartoon. Where I think in one of the continuities, like the Headmaster one, he got frozen in like a basically Antarctica kind of thing. Like he got frozen under ice. And then in a cartoon, in I think a follow-up comic book, he reverted back into Megatron, but became Super Megatron. I don't know. I just really like this character design. So, I am satisfied with paying leader price for this guy. Let's give him his proper chain. His non-2 chains chain. And, yeah. If you don't like the alt mode and you can't think of paying a ludicrous amount of money as $69.99, that's 2 jokes in one. Then maybe wait for a sale on him, but I still think he's worth picking up at no matter what. They're even doing a G1 toy accurate color scheme for this guy, because the G1 toy was a lot more gray. I don't know if I'll pick that up. Probably not, because I'm happy with my purple bot here. But you know, maybe that's the way you guys want to lean if you're more interested in the toy accurate colors. That option's there. It's not quite released yet, but that option will be there eventually. So yeah, thank you for watching. I hope you have enjoyed. How about you make like Akon and smack that subscribe button, the like button, and I'll see you here another time. I feel like I already did. How many more rapper jokes do you want? 50 Cent. Here, he's worth 50 cents. Keep it weird. Bye.